This presentation is for the Brandon Valley High School class of 2014 and their parents. Trying to take you through the process as we have completed 7 semesters. Just a week or so ago, and all of the seniors went to their home rooms, and I presented a presentation to them over the intercom that took them through their transcripts. Each senior was given a copy of an unofficial transcript, and we went through that to make sure that we could check for any mistakes, anything that needed to be clarified, those kinds of things, as well as a variety of other topics. So, giving you an overview of that and a few other topics. First of all, the graduation requirements are 22.0, and again, none of those things have changed for these particular kids. They need 4.5 credits of English, 3.5 credits of social science, a credit of computer science, 3 credits of math, 3 credits of science, a credit of fine arts, half a credit of personal finance, a half a credit of physical science, and 5 credits of electives. And so as going through those transcripts, we wanted to make sure that those students had met as many of those things and what they still needed to pass this particular semester. So perhaps your student still has a copy of that. If not, we can certainly get you a copy if you would like to double check as well. We certainly did find a couple of mistakes, and so without question, that was well spent time. So this, when a student sends out a transcript to a college or for a scholarship, this is the document that our school sends along to make sure that that college, university, or scholarship entity has a better idea about who we are, because not everybody maybe knows who Brandon Valley High School is, and so we like to share with them information about our grade point average, our ACT, percentage of our kids going off to college, the kinds of grading scales and so forth that we use, because sometimes schools, scholarship groups and so forth are trying to make determinations and trying to put one student versus another student in terms of the value of their grades and their grade point average and their class rank and so forth. So that's what hopefully this document helps with. This is what an official Brandon Valley High School transcript looks like, the one that will be sent off to the college, tech schools, and so forth. Each senior at the end of the year in May will be asked to identify to us where they would like us to send their transcript. If there's a particular college, tech school, university that they would like us to send it to, if there's a branch of the military that they would like us to send it to, we send it from our office as an official transcript. If they do not have a place they want it sent, we will then mail it home. So let me just kind of give you a quick overview of our official transcript. You'll see that it is broken down by year, which makes it a little bit easier for the colleges and so forth to read, to see what the student did in any particular year and what their progression looked like. It's a little bit harder to check to see if they've taken all their English and so forth, and so we use a different format. At the bottom of this transcript, you will notice that there's a variety of very important pieces of information, so we're going to look at those a little bit more clearly. First of all, you'll notice that it has the grade point average. This is a transcript from a student who graduated a year ago. The grade point average in this case is 3.104. The student earned a total of 24 credits and had a cumulative GPA credits of 24, which means that this student passed all of their classes. If he had failed 2 classes, the total earned credits in green would have been 24, but the cumulative GPA credits would have been 25, because that's what the grade point average would have been figured on. This particular student was ranked 107 out of their class of 255, which I would say is probably pretty accurate. A 3.0 GPA is going to put you about in the middle of your class. So in this case, you see 107th ranked out of 252. The cumulative point piece is what is used in dividing the 74.5 by 24 is where you get the 3.104, where the grade point average comes from. This is what we went through with the students. You'll notice that this is an unofficial transcript, and it is broken out by department and not by year. So within the department, it will say what year a particular class was taken. In this case, English 9. Full credit was earned. It was taken in the freshman year. That was 2010. The student got a B first semester and an A minus the second semester. Hopefully that helps you to read how this goes. The student needs 1 credit, so we're going through this particular area and what we wanted the students to pay attention to. The student needs 1.0 credit of fine arts. This particular student took art as a sophomore in the second semester and took drawing 1 as a junior in the second semester, got 2 half credits equaling the 1 credit that the student needed. Personal finance or economics is required. This particular student chose to take personal finance, took this class as a junior, got a B. Computer is required, 1 full credit. We require computer applications and an elective. This particular student, as a freshman, second semester, took computer applications, and then first semester of the sophomore year took web design. 4.5 credits of English/speech is needed. You can see that the student met all of those requirements. English 9, speech, English 10, English 11, then in the senior year chose to take college-bound English 12. Passed all, equivalent 4.5 credits. Need 3 credits of math. This particular student took Algebra 1, Geometry, and Advanced Algebra, had an extra credit of math in college algebra, and got some college credit, appears, through Northern State, through our Rising Scholars Program, but did meet the minimum of 3. Needed a half credit of physical education. In this particular case, the student took 2 physical education courses, and the extra one is certainly used as an elective. You need 3 credits of science. This particular student took biology, physics, and biology 2, earning a total of 3 credits. Finally, a student needs 3.5 credits of social studies. This particular student met the geography requirement, the American history requirement, which is a full year, the world history, the government, and this particular student took all 3, tragedies, economics, and street law, so had an extra half a credit, and that would again meet that extra towards the elective total that you need. What about if your child took a class, or if you as a student took a class and you're trying to improve your grade? Let's look at this situation. This student, first semester, Algebra 2, got a D. Retook this class the next year, first semester, and got a C minus. You'll notice that the D, the half credit for D, does not exist because the student retook and earned a higher grade, so the half credit for the C minus factors into the student's totals as well as the student's GPA. What happens if you're retaking a class because you failed it the first time? In this particular case, once again, this student failed Algebra 1 second semester. This student retook Algebra 1 second semester through our NovaNet program and received a C. You'll notice that the student has a half a credit here from the first semester of Algebra 1, did not earn credit for the second semester because of the F, and that F remains on the student's transcript because they did get an F and they're trying to improve grade because they failed, not because they had a passing grade. So the F remains and is part of the transcript, part of the grade point average, but the student does end up getting a C. So we have a half a credit in the first semester of their freshman year, and in their junior year in the first semester, they replace that Algebra 1, and so now they have that full credit of Algebra 1 that they need towards graduation. There are a variety of other issues that were gone through at this particular meeting. Cap and gown orders. Any student who is yet to order a cap and gown, their name is listed on the office window. Some may not be ordering a cap and gown because an older brother or sister has one and they're going to use theirs. You still need the cap, tassel, and stole of the current year, and so that would need to be ordered through Jostens. If a student has any kind of a financial issue for a cap, gown, and stole, whatever they need, we do not want any student not to participate in graduation because they're concerned that they can't pay for it. So what we would say is please contact your counselor. It will be kept confidential, but we will help to take care of that. We have some money set aside for those circumstances. We have an academic awards assembly coming up in May, and at that time we will award the seniors who have earned special recognition for their academics. To clarify, in order to get a cord, you need to be 3.7 to 3.79 to get a white cord, 3.80 to 3.89 to get a silver cord, and 3.9 to 4.0 to get a gold cord. At the ceremony, 7th semester students will receive their cord based on the 7th semester transcript because we will not have finished the 8th semester. What pictures go on the wall and stay on the wall in our building are based on 8 semesters. The cording for the graduation ceremony, which will actually precede the end of the semester, is for 7 semesters. I want to remind people that in order to participate in the graduation ceremony, students must have completed all their requirements for graduation. It is Brandon Valley School District policy that in order for students to walk across the stage, they must have all 22 credits. They must have the right 22 credits. There's a group of parents putting together an after-graduation party at the high school. It's been a long tradition here, and we really appreciate their efforts. You will be hearing more information from them, and they will be sending some things out about that particular event. The seniors will be having a retreat on April 1st. It is a non-religious retreat, but rather meant to be a time to reflect on their high school career and to prepare themselves for the last month or so of school and to prepare themselves for leaving us and moving to the next step of their lives. It's been a very, very special event for our seniors. They have spoken very, very highly of this event, so we encourage your student to go. It does count as a school day. If the student doesn't attend the retreat, then they do come here on campus and spend the time in a study hall throughout the course of day. The senior retreat is held off campus because that's what Youth Frontiers recommends. We are looking for an off-campus site, and in the past have used places such as, and gratefully we're thankful to, the Brandon Lutheran Church. If you have a question about scholarships or you wonder about the South Dakota Opportunity Scholarship, you're encouraged to contact the high school counselor that represents your letter of the alphabet. You can also find that information on our website. If you go to either the parent or the student link and you go to the counselor link that's underneath of that, you will find a tab for scholarship information, and most specifically the South Dakota Opportunity Scholarships. The 7th semester transcripts are indeed official and have been updated with class rank. If you want an official 7th semester transcript for a college, the military, a scholarship, feel free to contact the office. Remember that if you're under the age of 18, a parent needs to have signed that form. The 8th semester transcript will be ready on May 29th. The last day of classes for the seniors is the Tuesday, May 13th. The May 14th morning is a mandatory graduation practice at 8 in the morning, followed by a mandatory attendance at the Academic Awards Assembly. To participate in graduation, you must attend both of those particular events. Students, seniors who are not exempt for tests or who failed this quarter and need to take a semester test will take those tests on that Wednesday afternoon and or Thursday, depending on how much time that they need. They'll take those in our library. We will have those determined, graded, so that we know whether or not a student can participate in graduation. So the last day. Now, if we were to get a lot of snow days, is it possible that we might extend the last school day? Absolutely. Will we move graduation day? Absolutely not. Graduation day will remain on that Sunday as it says in our calendar. Again, if you have any questions or concerns or whatsoever about any of the items that have been covered, you're encouraged to contact your counselor or one of the administrators. Thank you.